This AI assistant costs 13 cents per hour and will follow up with, qualify, and book appointments with all of your leads on complete autopilot. So if you're a real estate agent looking to scale your business, make sure to stick around to the end of this video where I will be giving you a full live demo showing you exactly how it works and also how you can implement it into your own business. Now, what is this magic AI assistant, you may ask? It is a software called a Pointwise.io. It uses GPT-4 to essentially create a personal AI bot that can follow up with leads, qualify them, and even book appointments for you. And the best part, it's only $97 a month. Now, as a real estate agent, why do you need something like this? There's essentially 5 answers to that question, and the first one is speed to lead. Now, as you know, getting in contact with a lead as soon as possible is extremely crucial when it comes to converting them to sales. And this goes for all industries, but in general, you do not want to wait more than 5 minutes before getting in contact with a lead that comes through. Now, pulling up some studies here, according to the Harvard Business Review, the odds of contacting a web-submitted lead increases by 21 times if your response is within 5 minutes versus 30 minutes. 63% of businesses fail to respond to their web leads within an hour, which is horrible, and 24% fail to respond within a day, and 23% don't even respond at all. Now, if you've ever had a very volume heavy lead generation approach, you've probably had some leads that you didn't really quite get to following up with. You never got the chance because you have 200 leads that come in within a month. Now, either way, you really only have 5 minutes to contact a lead before their temperature drops extremely. And essentially, the first company or realtor to contact a web submitted prospect has a 238% higher rate of conversion than the second. So all in all, speed to lead, very, very important. Now, secondly, a Pointwise is actually able to qualify leads, once again, completely on autopilot. It will have conversations with your leads, asking them whatever questions you prompt it with, whether that's their pre-approval status, what type of house are they looking for, what's their timeline, if it's a seller, what's their address, what's the condition of the property, etc. Any sort of qualification you want to know about a prospect, this software will do on autopilot through text. And then number 3 is consistent follow-up. Now, you've probably had times where maybe leads go a little dark, you don't hear from them for a while, they didn't respond. Maybe you sent a couple follow-up messages, etc. A Pointwise is very, very diligent when it comes to following up over a long period of time to invoke a response, get them back into that flow, move the sale forward, qualify them, and then eventually book appointments. And that leads us to the last one, which is booking appointments. So it's actually able to either set a good time with the prospect over text, or you can actually integrate a Calendly link or any other sort of calendar you use to actually get them to book on there, once again, completely on autopilot. All in all of this is essentially just going to help save you a ton of time as well as money, especially at scale. If you have dozens of leads or hundreds of leads coming through, your ability to follow up with them is going to be make or break when it comes to converting them into actual deals. And with that usually comes the need to hire out. So whether that's an ISA, a virtual assistant, whatever it is, that's really the only way you're able to handle that scale. But with this software, once again, it's going to be able to actually follow up with these leads, qualify them over text, and book appointments completely done for you just for $97 a month. So with that being said, let's dive into the software and how to actually set it up and use it. So when you log into the software, it essentially shows you how to integrate it with your CRM, in this case, go high level, but the real magic really happens in the strategy overview. So as you can see right here, I already have some AI bots built out, but this is essentially where we actually create and prompt the bot. So now jumping into a live example, as you can see right here, this is the bot that I have built out for buyers. As you can see, you can name it, tag it, bot temperature, and then the real important stuff is all down here. So as you can see right here, starting off from left to right, objection handling, you can have it as low pressure as Mother Teresa or as aggressive as you want, buy or die. Also, qualification priority. This is very important because it will essentially set the tone on how important you want qualification to be. So in the case that you have it very aggressive, the bot is essentially not going to move on until they get an answer for that qualification question. But if someone brushes over it and you have it at conservative, then in that case, it'll just move on. Tone right here, you could have a bunch of different tones, whether that's friendly and casual, professional and formal, calm and reassuring, humorous, etc. And then objective, this is very, very important as well. Essentially right here, you can have it book a client into a third-party calendar, such as Calendly, directly into Go High Level, which is a CRM. Or you can ask them for a good time or good day to call, which is the one that I have been using recently. I just find it's a lot easier to get a good time over text rather than actually have them book on a link. There's just more friction involved there. And then the instructions. So this is a very, very simple prompt. As you can see, it says you're an AI for a real estate company. You're following up with leads through text after they request a free custom list of homes. In this case, just input whatever lead magnet that you're using to try to convert them to an appointment to look at their needs for a new home and set them up with that custom home search. Be conversational and friendly, be casual, never use generic phrases like "that's great" or "thanks for the information." Once again, we don't want it to sound unnatural and robotic. We want it to be as human as possible. Now, you could get pretty crazy in regards to the instructions, but that's just what I've built out right there. Feel free to copy it if you want. Then we go on to the conversation parameters. So right here, this is the initial introduction message. Now, when it comes to the name, by the way, whatever your CRM is, in this case, we're using High Level, you just want to put the custom value. So it's going to look something like contact.name, something along the lines of that. And that's essentially going to input the actual prospect's name, the actual lead's name in there automatically. But right now we're just using John as an example. Thanks for inquiring about a custom list of homes in city. So we could get started. Can I just confirm I have the correct number for name? Then once they respond, it's essentially going to take them through the qualification questions we add. So you can add as many or as little as you want. I usually find 3 is a good sweet spot, because if you start asking 10 different questions, what are the odds that everyone's going to go through all that over text? The real goal is to just get them on the phone. But having some basic qualification questions, such as what type of house are you looking for, what's your timeline for buying, and then what's your budget, that is a pretty solid start. If you want to ask pre-approval status, credit score, income, go ahead and do all that. But once again, 3 is usually a good sweet spot. Then call to action. So in this case, it is to set them up with the custom home search over a quick call. And then follow-ups right here is essentially, if they aren't answering, little pokes to get them to respond. So contact name, question mark. So John, question mark. Do I have the right number? Question mark. So once again, little pokes just to invoke a response, get the text to their top of their feed. And then we have the knowledge base. So this I haven't dabbled with too much. However, it does seem very useful depending on the way your business is structured. As you can see right here, you could have frequently asked questions. So in this case, where are you located? And then that would obviously be your city. And is the custom list only for blank city? No, it could be for any surrounding towns and cities. Company information, don't have anything here, but if you have any specific info that you do want to give the bot, once again, the more info, the better, just so it has that context. But yeah, essentially that is a rundown of this bot. And to customize it, if you did want to change things up, whether it's the lead magnet, whether you want to make one for sellers, I'll actually just walk you through that now. So I'm just going to use the same base, creating a new strategy, as you can see right here. And then we're going to name this sellers. Perfect. I'm going to keep the objection handling here, qualification here, and then everything here is good. The only thing that we're going to want to change is the instructions right here. So you're following up with leads through a text after they request a free home valuation, which is going to be the lead magnet for sellers. If you have a free home sellers guide, whatever it is, just input that there to try to convert them to an appointment to look at their needs for selling their home, accurate valuation of their home. Perfect. That looks good. Then we go to next step. And now we're going to want to once again change this to customize it to sellers. Free home valuation. So we can get started. Could you just confirm I have the correct number for John? Okay. Qualification questions. What is the address of your property? Are you the homeowner? And then we'll do, when are you looking to sell? And then for the call to action, it would be great to deliver your home's valuation and potentially discuss how we can improve its value over a quick call this week. Perfect. Follow-ups, we can keep that the same. Knowledge base, we can just get rid of that. And then now it looks like we are good. So just to recap for the seller bot right here, which we just made, you're an AI for a real estate company. You're following up with leads through text after they request a free home valuation. And then in regards to the conversation parameters, hey, Lily from Keller Williams, thanks for inquiring about a free home valuation. For qualification questions, what is the address of your property? Are you the homeowner? And when are you looking to sell? And then for the call to action, it would be great to deliver your home's valuation and potentially discuss how we can improve its value over a quick call this week. So as you can see right there, you can very, very easily customize it to whatever your situation is, whatever you want to use it for, whether it's buyers or sellers. It is very, very simple. So now getting into the fun part is going to be actually testing this out and showing you what it looks like live. So right here, one really cool thing about a Pointwise is they do have a test section where you can essentially see what it would respond to certain things. So you can test things out, make tweaks to the bot. And once again, I am still developing our bot, so it is not perfect. However, it has been tested quite a bit, so it is pretty solid. And I will kind of walk you through what that looks like here. So we click create new lead, and then essentially this is what it says, and I am the lead in this case. So, hey, Lily from Keller Williams, thanks for inquiring about a custom list of homes in Miami. So we can get started. Can you just confirm I have the correct number for John? So in this case, I'm going to be John, and also I'm just going to be very, very smooth, very, very linear, and show you what that looks like. And then after, I am going to be a lot more pushy, a lot more objections, not really answer the questions, and kind of see how the bot responds to that. So you'll get to see how it can actually deal with how some prospects are. So right here, yes, this is John. Great, thanks for confirming. What type of house are you looking for? So now let's say 3-bed, 2-bath, single family. Sounds nice. Do you have a timeline in mind for buying a home? If you found the perfect one, let's just say 3 months. Once again, being nice and smooth here, going along with it, and then we're going to give it some objections. So perfect. That gives us a good window to work with. And just to make sure we align everything with your needs, what is your budget? 400K. So as you can see, it's very good at remaining very human and acknowledging what they say. So right here, 400K, that's a solid budget for what you're looking for. It would be great to set you up with a custom home search over a call this week. What would be a good time or day for you? Let's say 3 p.m. Wednesday. Yes, booked. So this essentially just notifies you that they did go through the process and pick a time. But yeah, just a little bit of a demo on how it works. Now we are going to give it some curveballs. So let's just refresh real quick and then create a new lead. Thanks for inquiring. So we can get started. Can I just confirm I have the correct number for John? Yes, we are going to pretend this is John, but now let's go. So first of all, what type of house are you looking for? I'm not sure. No worries at all. Are you leaning more towards a single family home, condo, or maybe even a townhouse? Or is there another type of property you have in mind? So as you can see right here, once again, it acknowledges them and then moves the conversation forward. It is very, very good at that. So now let's say maybe a single family. I just had a kid. Congratulations on the new addition to your family. A single family home could offer the space and privacy that's ideal for growing families. What is your timeline for buying a home if you found the perfect one? So now we're going to say I'm just looking, which you've probably heard quite a lot. There's a lot of ways to prevent that. And I actually just made a video explaining our system and how we do disqualify leads who are just looking. Anyways, now it said that is totally fine. It's always good to just start looking to get a feel for what's out there. Since you're in the early stages, do you have a rough budget in mind for when you do decide to make the move? As you can see, once again, acknowledging what they say and then moving the process along. Now, one thing to mention is if you remember that qualification slider, we had that right about in the middle when it came to how aggressive we wanted it to be on the qualification side, which is why, as you can see right here, he said, I'm not sure. And then we still tried to get another answer out of him, try to push it forward. And then we got the answer. But over here, he just said that I'm just looking, and it wasn't being too pushy. Like, okay, you need to give me a timeline. So once again, play around with the aggressiveness there. So as you can see, it kind of just brushes past that. That's totally fine. Always good to start looking, and then goes on to the next question. So right now, let's say I'm not too sure. I just got a good chunk of money from a relative that passed. Once again, throwing it some big curveballs. Let's see how it responds. I'm sorry to hear about your relative, but it's thoughtful of them to help you towards getting a new home. With that in mind, having a flexible budget could really open up your options. It would be great to set you up with a custom home search over a call this week. Could we schedule a time that works best for you, morning or afternoon perhaps? So as you can see here, first it acknowledges what they said about the relative, then transitions. Then over here, it does surprisingly not push for more in regards to actually getting a number out of them or even a range. However, once again, adjust that qualification parameter and then you can kind of have it be more aggressive, or in this case, kind of go brush through it and then go for the close. And one thing I actually like is also this assumed close. So asking them morning or afternoon, just a nice little tactic right there. So that now it's a choice between two options that work for you. It's not a matter of do you want the call or not? It's more morning or afternoon, when do you want the call? And yeah, hopefully that kind of shows you how it's able to, number one, acknowledge what they say, but always move the sale forward. It's a lot better than a lot of other type of automated systems I've seen in the past, which kind of just disregard what people say. They're not very human, very robotic. But yeah, a Pointwise has really done a great job with this, acknowledging what people say, handling objections, moving the sale forward, assuming the close, whatever the scenario is, a Pointwise is very solid. Now that's essentially how this whole software works to follow up with your leads, qualify them, and book appointments. And by the way, if you are struggling with generating your own leads, make sure to watch my last video where I break down my entire system. But yeah, if you do want to start implementing this software into your business, just use the first link in the description to start a 7-day trial yourself. Or if you do want me to implement it for you, you can always book a call with me using the second link, or don't. Either way, I hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.